Hey kids, we're a couple of annoyed grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast. That's right, we're the podcast that explores the animated sitcom The Simpsons from seasons 12 and beyond, and the newest episodes when they come out. Why do we do it like this? Well, plenty of other podcasts have covered, quote-unquote, the golden age of The Simpsons, that being seasons 1 through 10, and we want to explore the newer episodes, and we already talked about season 11 all the way through. I say we because I'm one annoyed grunt boy named Steve, and with me, as always, is the other annoyed grunt boy, Craig. Hey, Craig, how's it going this week?
We're doing this week with a bang.
Oh.
As in, we're fine.
Yeah. It's a new year. A new exciting time to be alive in this wonderful, wonderful world, in this wonderful world country that we live in.
World country, yeah.
I mean, that's what, we're not a political podcast, so I don't want to, talk about it, but, the world's getting smaller every day, but at least we have The Simpsons.
Yes. I feel like the rest of the world is back to work while you and I were slaving over the hot mic during vacation. But what's funny is I work from home, but we kind of took our own 2-week staycation, I guess you say. We didn't do much work, we deserve it. We deserve time off from the hustle and bustle of internet commerce, e-commerce, as they say. But yeah, it's getting everything back to normal. How about you? You getting back in the old bump and grind?
Yes, my wife also works from home, she has her own studio, but she works for herself, and she also took her own, little, post-holiday vacation, because this is a very busy time for her, so we've had some time at home hanging out, and, it's back to the grind for her, and I am also kind of venturing into, my own things. I'm hoping to start my own business. I don't want to get too much into it too prematurely.
Can I spoil it?
Sure.
Steve's going to be a motorcycle repairman.
That's right. I love motorcycles and I love repairing men. Something about Zen and the art of it.
Steve's going to become a traveling proctologist.
That's right. My finger will go boldly where no finger has gone before, internationally.
While he fixes your motorcycle.
Yep. Nobody can handle fingers or hogs quite like me.
Steve, have you ever actually been on a motorcycle?
Have I been on a motorcycle? Have I? I don't think I have, honestly. Aside from maybe a carnival merry-go-round.
I don't think that counts.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have. I remember when I was a kid, my brother bought a motorcycle, and my mom was very upset. And my sister wanted to go on a ride, and so they rode around the block, and my sister put her leg on the exhaust pipe and got a big burn. And so since then, my mom was like, you can never ride a motorcycle. And I mean, my mom's been dead for 15 years. But I still haven't rode a motorcycle, not because of her wishes, just because I don't experience a lot of times when I'm near a motorcycle or having to ride one. But have you ever ridden at a steel hog?
No, it's much similar. My mother also instilled in me as a child, never ride a motorcycle ever, ever, ever. And it's only because her best friend rode a bike and she died on a motorcycle. That's about it. Her literal best friend. So it'd be if you rode a bike and died, it's kind of the same thing.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I learned how to ride a bike until I was 13, so I don't trust myself.
I think I vaguely remember this because when we met you, my friend group at the time,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you didn't ride bikes. We all did. And I think we had to I don't think I helped, but our friend groups, they helped you learn to ride a bike. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, because when I was normal bike riding age, I did what kids do, and it's I fell off the bike, and rather than say you have to get back up on it again, my dad was like, you fell down, do you want to keep on doing this? And I was like, not really. And he's like, okay. So then we just went inside, and I probably played the Atari, and he probably got drunk, and it was mutually fine. For several years I was like, okay, whatever. But then when I started hanging out with you and your friend group, y'all had bikes, and so I had to walk, and you guys bike faster than I could walk, so it's I should probably learn. And then I rode a bike, and I enjoyed it for several years, and then in my 20s, because biking in Portland is very popular, and, the hipsters with their fixie bikes, I was trying to be one of those guys, but I had like 3 bicycles stolen, and I was like, this isn't worth it. I'm just going to get on the bus. And so now I'm a bus guy.
Well, and like when you grew up too, like your neighborhood was just kind of like off of like a major street. So you could just like walk to everywhere you wanted to as a kid.
That's very true. Yeah.
And you were like not in like, you were more in an urban area. So you didn't really have like when we grew up, we had like forests and shit behind our houses. So you didn't really have that kind of, you had parks, but not like forest to explore and creeks to catch crawdads and float down on with Abraham Lincoln on a little raft.
Yeah, Tom Sawyer was sung by Rush, not my best friend.
Yeah.
Even that reference is older than when I was a kid, so I don't know.
You could hail a taxi cab in the suburbs of Portland. No, riding a bike. I don't think I have a bike, but I don't think I've ridden a bike in maybe 20 years. And 20 years ago was 2006.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably been like 15 years since I rode a bike. I have a bike and it's in my garage. Sorry, car hole.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's just probably flat tires and dust all over it.
I remember a few years back, I was meeting up with another friend, a mutual friend of ours, and we were going to a concert that was about a mile or 2 away from his house. And he's like, we can just bike there. And he had an extra bike. And that's probably like the last time I rode a bike. And I hopped on. And you know that old saying about it's like riding a bicycle? It's bullshit. Like, I immediately fell down. And then I got back up again and it was fine, but it was tough.
How long ago was this?
That's probably like 10 years ago.
So you're like in your mid-30s.
Yeah.
You should have been like, we're adults. We can like call an Uber, you know?
Yeah, like I'll pay for it. It'll be like $6 because it was like a 2-minute ride. So yeah.
Or walk, you know?
Yeah. I'm a walking guy. I love to walk. Call me Christopher because I'm walking.
Okay. Are you also going to push Natalie Wood off of a boat and say she slipped and fell?
Hey, too soon.
Okay, sorry.
But speaking of Christopher Walken, we're talking Walken about Severance or Seperance because that is this week's episode. And Christopher Walken is in Severance. And yeah, so let's just get into it. This week we're talking about the latest episode of Simpsons Seperance, in which Homer's enthusiasm and skills land him a job at a secretive company with a mind-altering agenda. So let's give this episode a watch, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Today we're talking about Seperance, the 13th episode of the 37th season. It is episode 803 in the show's run. It originally aired on January 4th, 2026. Your nerd code is 37ABF07. It was written by Jeff Westbrook, directed by Matthew Nastuk, and your showrunners are Brian Kelley and Matt Selman.
All right. Jeff Westbrook, best known for his work on this show, The Simpsons, and of course, Futurama. He's also a 3-time winner of the WGA Awards, and we are 3-time viewers of the WGA Awards.
Love it. Great show.
Actually, 0. I don't think they air the WGA Awards.
The visuals are great, but the writing sucks.
Steve and I, the only awards we win are the AVN Awards for most jism on face.
Yes, see. MJF. That's a prestigious award.
Yeah, it's much like Best Picture, I think. This is the 27th episode he's written and the 17th we reviewed. And based on my calculations, Steve, we'll have 10 more. I mean, who knows? He might write more.
I'll write out to our accountant, but I think you might be right.
His first episode was On a Clear Day, I Can't See My Sister from season 16. Wow, he's been with the show that long. Season 16 for us feels like it was maybe 10 years ago. But it's been 20.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Our favorite, probably still, of course, The Road to Cincinnati from season 32. More recent episodes, we got Shoddy Heat from season 36. Full Heart, Empty Pool, also from that season. Just all around up there with the plethora of amazing writers from The Simpsons.
And as we get into this episode, I think we should say that there's potential spoilers to the show Severance that's on Apple TV+. or Apple TV, or Apple Plus TV, or whatever it's called these days. So know that going in. It's a great show. You should watch it. But if you haven't, we might talk about it.
To be honest, it's been almost a year since the season 2 wrapped up. And much like the characters in the show who forget their job when they go home, I forgot everything about that show.
That's understandable. It is probably one of my favorite shows that is not The Simpsons in a long time. So I'm a big fan, and I'll probably watch season 2 a third time here probably pretty soon. So just know that going in. And also, if you haven't seen the show, watch it because it'll really make this episode a lot better.
Just like I've talked about the Yellow Lotus, which from a couple seasons ago, about the White Lotus.
Indeed.
Yeah. Are they going to, because the hot Apple show right now is Plurb IS, or Plurb 1us, which I just finished.
Nice.
Fun show. Is that going to be parodied in like season 39 of The Simpsons?
Probably. Let's see. Let's say Patty or Selma, or Patty would be my candidate for.
I think it's too sci-fi. It's going to be a Treehouse of Horror segment.
That makes sense.
It's going to be Lisa. We just know it's going to be Lisa.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And all right, well, Steve, let's just begin the episode. And it begins as it always does, 10 years in the past, which was, of course, 2016. On his first day at the nuclear power plant, Homer is shown his new workspace in Sector 7G. Monty Burns has a nose for men, and he believes that Homer stinks of reliability. Now, question, this is his first day, but technically, didn't he already work at the plant? And then when he was like, the third or fourth episode of The Simpsons, he becomes the safety inspector to work in Sector 7G?
Yeah, I think you're right. But much like a photographer who prefers Nikon or a pirate who doesn't care much for his weapons, I don't care about Canon.
I just like to put that out there for the Canon nerds who are still pissed off about like Sadgasm and that 90s show. All right. Anyway, so because of Homer's responsible odor, he is put in charge of the big red button. And that's what your wife said in her vows, that you're in charge of the big red button, right?
That's right. And one day I'll find it.
His task is simple. Never touch the button unless he hears the meltdown alarm, much like what your wife said in her vows.
Exactly. Well, after receiving the instructions to only hit the button after the meltdown alarm sounds, Homer immediately presses that big red button, creating a power outage throughout the town. Homer apologizes, saying that he was overly excited at the prospect of that big red button. And as the schools and hospitals sit in darkness waiting for that expensive power to return, Burns patiently reminds Homer the one simple rule: no alarm, no button. Homer immediately hits the button again, saying that he'll never get tired of this.
I feel like this is, I don't know, not joke jail, but I feel like this is a setup for so many jokes of like, whatever you do, don't hit this button. And the immediate thing they always do is hit the button.
Yes, I agree. And also I think in recent years, having Burns and Smithers show Homer his workstation, also, we've been there before a lot.
But now I'm taking it back. I like that part, though.
Okay.
So let's fast forward to the present day, where Homer is at his workstation enjoying a pizza. The alarm rings, but Homer can't quite reach that button, so he tries to throw a slice of pizza at the button, but that proves ineffective. He then folds another slice into the shape of a paper airplane, and though it does impressively loop-de-loop straight into his mouth, he doesn't get Homer any closer to hitting that button. All right, Steve, I have brought some pizza here. Fold it into a plane, now open wide.
Oh.
And what did it do, Steve?
Went straight into my mouth. Good pizza.
All right. Uh-oh, Steve, that was Domino's pizza.
Ugh. Now
Before they changed the recipe.
Oh, no, it tastes like shit.
Anyways, with his mouth full, Homer calls to Lenny, who begrudgingly hits that button.
I mean, I do have to say that cartoon pizza always looks good. Homer's pizza looks tasty. I'd eat that.
Yeah, no, of course. Cartoon pizza.
Just really want that Ninja Turtle pizza. That weekend, Bart and Lisa are excited to go on a state park family field trip. So as they chant, "State Park, State Park," Marge reminds them to apply sunscreen and bug spray. So grabbing spray cans from their siblings' backpacks, Bart and Lisa spray each other in the face until their state park chants are interrupted by coughs and they briefly pass out. Their enthusiasm may be undying, but Homer isn't quite so excited.
I worked all week at the world's most boring job, and now I have to spend time in the natural world that I devoted my life to destroy.
You're the one who suggested a family outing.
What part of that implied I was coming?
I can hear the waterfall. There it is, in all its majestic glory. The stamp station! Oh, yeah.
9 more stamps to go.
Then we'll have all the stamps.
Oh.
I love their summer gear, or their like field trip outfits.
I mean, they got to make action figures, right? So they
Mhm.
got to put them in new clothes, give them some new action figure outfits. Yeah. It's weird that Bart is enthusiastic at first, but the fact that it's this stamp collecting thing, I think is pretty brilliant because as kids, you need to collect them all. You know, that's the thing. And Homer, of course, not wanting to go.
One of my criticisms of this episode is Bart and Lisa's unified characterization, like they are one character in this episode. But it is fun, and it makes sense. But yeah, when you're a kid, getting those things checked off is half the fun of doing anything. Homer says that weekends are for relaxing and wonders just how he's supposed to do this. At Serenity Peak or Tranquility Cove? Homer tells a sign to shut up while Marge teaches the kids about the shady dealings of bootleggers. Bart and Lisa, however, are more interested in getting their passport stamped at Bootlegger's hideout than actually hearing about bootlegging or the hiding out.
So seeing him on his phone, Marge asks Homer what he's looking at instead of being in the moment with his family. It seems he's checking out cross-sections of breakfast burritos from restaurants such as Sonora, Sunrise, Guac on the Wild Side, and TGI Fried Egg. Homer's own frustration grows as he was ranking those burrito spreads, and now he has to start all over. Meanwhile, Bart and Lisa get all of their stamps, meaning they visit all the locales of the park such as
Crypto.com Falls,
Serenity Peak,
Lover's Leap,
the aforementioned Bootlegger's Hideout,
Grassy Meadow,
Fetid Swamp,
Lookout Gulch,
Devil's Dam,
Leech Creek.
and Bone Beach.
Ooh, yeah, that's where I'm going.
Or I'll be at Lookout Gulch looking at you at Bone Beach.
I know. Yeah, little cuck.
Well, look at Steve's Grassy Meadow. Oh, but it's blocked by a Devil's Dam.
Hey, sometimes you have to go for Devil's Dam with another guy.
Oh, look. Steve's Serenity Peak just popped out.
Uh-oh, now my Crypto.com fell.
Steve, you really need to shave your behind because it's a fetid swamp.
Leech Creek. So after getting every stamp, Bart and Lisa rush to the visitor center to show off their hard work of following a path. They're eager to find out what the prize will be, and the park ranger happily puts a sticker on each of their books representing the Wilderness Explorer Completion Trophy. They high-five each other's at the success as being certified trailblazers, and then toss their passports in the trash, asking Marge if they can get souvenirs so they have something to remember this trip. I feel like as a parent, you're going to experience this very soon.
I know, I'm looking into the future. It's great.
Marge allows them one souvenir each, and as we'll hear in this clip, Homer maintains his grumpy attitude.
Oh, the gift shop. This is where time goes to die.
Can't you fake a little enthusiasm for 5 minutes?
I can't pretend to like things I don't.
You do it all the time. It's called parenting.
Huh? Well, I do like lying to children. Activate parent superpower. Fake enthusiasm. I know which souvenir I'd pick out if I wanted to have fun. Stress balls! Oh, I can feel the stress leaving my body. Tell me that's not medically fun.
It does have a therapeutic property we doctors call squishiness.
Business lady, business got you stressed? Have a squeeze of this. Excuse me, miss. What happened to the woman who was standing here just a moment ago? Was that your mother?
No, it's me all along.
Is there anything these balls can't do?
Yes, very funny clip at the end, Steve. Thanks for that in there. I do like how he calls Lindsay Nagel business lady. I wonder if that's like in the script when they write for Lindsay is just business lady.
Yeah, because she's been around for, since the Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie days. And for a long time, she didn't have a name. So yeah, I think, it's funny to call her business lady. As if that's such a weird thing these days. Women can work. I'll allow it.
Yeah, thanks, Reagan.
For everything, really. You did great. Not a political podcast.
After seeing Homer's excitement, Bart and Lisa eagerly ask if they can get some stress balls of their own, and Homer compliments their great choice, telling them to hurry. Bart and Lisa and everyone else is in the gift shop eagerly grabbing their own balls of stress, causing Homer to jump and dance, speaking some of the language he probably learned from those Bumblebee Band episodes last week, saying arriba, andale, and adios.
Ooh. So in the shadows of that gift shop, a mysterious figure in a trench coat and sunglasses thinks that Homer's display is most intriguing. Later, back at home, Bart informs Homer that the creepy guy in the raincoat wants to speak to him. Homer tells Bart to send him away, saying that's what he pays Bart for. But before the man is kicked to the curb, the man of the mystery has just 2 words to say. Oh yeah! And as the Simpsons explain, it's Duffman. Or it was once.
The Duff Corporation has retired that character forever. All the old forms of advertising are now passé. Corporate spokesman, print ads, TV spots. Today's kids, they can't even sing the jingles.
That can't be true. Boy, finish this tune. Meow, 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 meow.
Woof? God help us!
The old ways are dead.
Today, advertising is all about undercover marketing, where the spontaneity of a regular person's excitement is worth 1,000 where's the beefs.
Where was that beef?
And undercover marketing is exactly what you did yesterday in that gift shop.
All I did was pretend to love some stupid, terrible crap.
Homer, you have a gift, and corporate America needs you.
Enthusiasm on demand. You pretend to like things to make other people buy them?
It is sad that slogans don't exist anymore. Like, I know that capitalism is gross and evil, as we'll discuss further in this episode, but the fact that, like, we don't get commercial jingles anymore, and, you know, like, it's just sad that marketing is now viral and has to be, like, on a TikTok or something.
Oh, yeah. TikTok's the worst. Did you know that?
Yeah.
It's always like, yeah, it's not subtle either. I mean, it's always like, look at this great thing I got from Amazon.
Mm-hmm. It's just some plastic crap with, like, a weird name that has 4 vowels and 2 consonants in it. Oobly.
Yeah. I wish I could think of an example, but I can't because I'm too busy looking at sandwiches on my phone right now.
I don't blame you. Go for TJ fried eggs.
Is Homer... Never mind. I'm not going to get into canon and age. Like, I feel like Homer, because he's now younger than us, which is always weird.
Yeah.
Would he really even know who Clara Pell is? Where's the beef lady?
I mean, she was groundbreaking. It's for nobody.
Yeah, it's crazy because I went to school for like advertising, and this like obviously didn't exist then. So, although like guerrilla marketing was kind of starting to become relevant, I think, and I think just with more technology, just
selling
bananas,
bananas
to selling bananas.
Yeah,
guerrilla market. I get it. Okay.
Hi.
Bananas are for humans, as Kirk Cameron told us. God made them for us, not gorillas. I mean, guerrilla marketing has been around forever, but I'm just saying, like now with technology, I'm just wondering how like my portfolio would be. It's like, all right, here's this TikTok I took, and it's literally here's my YouTube video where it looks like I'm using a product just because, but I'm really talking about something else. Yeah, you see so many like I've seen this one person on TikTok that she literally like her gig is she gets money to go buy things that are advertised on TikTok that are clearly like AI products.
I know this lady. Yeah.
Yeah, so she came across my algorithm. I'm like, how'd you get that?
I know, because like all she does is like put on a crappy dress or like buy some decorations that she knows are going to be awful.
Yeah.
And yeah.
One was like this Santa Claus that looked like he was spraying a hose full of like Christmas lights and it would just cover your entire house, but it was like, 6 inches long of lights.
That's not too bad, 6 inches.
That's above average of lights, Steve.
Yeah, and, sure, some of them don't flicker, but, just give it some time, and they will eventually.
We all know the average length of links, according to the Kinsey Light Bulb Society, is 5.5 inches. Anyways, did you realize that was Duffman?
It took me forever. Wow, yeah.
So Duffman describes his new gig as the world's new profession, offering love for money, and Homer could potentially make $500 in an hour. Homer quotes a late great man saying, "Oh yeah," with the thrust of his pelvis. Homer has a new job. I see. What number of job is this of Homer's?
75. No, it's got to be more than actually. It's probably in the hundreds at this point, I got to say.
Like 682.
That's probably right, yeah.
All right.
So Homer stands on a street corner as an Enthusiasm on Demand van pulls up and a box is thrown out of the back. The van speeds off, leaving Homer with his first enthusiast task. Convince people to buy a self-balancing unicycle. Homer thinks that he's up for the job, if only he can find the perfect group of potential customers.
So as Captain Brockman reports, there's a diminishing hope for miners who had been trapped underground for 12 days, causing representatives of various faiths to ask for a moment of silence. That moment is cut short as Homer resumes by shouting, "Look at me if you want to see a guy having the time of his life." The solemn crowd turns joyful, and Captain Brockman says they asked for a miracle, and the fates oblige. A self-balancing unicycle sure to be on everyone's Christmas list.
So the families of the trapped miners are happy with Homer's antics, as are the offices of Enthusiasm on Demand. A stern woman with white hair, voiced by Julianne Moore and not Patricia Arquette, states that Homer S may be the key to completing Project Dark Contrivance. She says, "Praise Enroy," and behind her, Duffman offers his praise, adding a little too much of his former spokesman glee. So because of his overpraising, he won't receive a malted treat. But with the help of closed-circuit cameras, we get to see more of the EOD grounds, from their retro-styled offices, spaces, to their snowy parking lot, to a man playing a haunting tune on the piano.
Do you feel like they went to Patricia Arquette and she said no to do this character?
I don't understand it because I feel like, no disrespect to Patricia Arquette, I think she's great, and she's great on the show, but I kind of feel like Julianne Moore is a bigger get than her.
It almost feels like maybe in Severance, the creators, which of course is Ben Stiller, but he doesn't want to admit it,
Right.
that they probably tried to go for Julianne Moore, but she said no. And then they got Patricia Arquette.
That seems possible, yeah.
Or they went and asked Rosanna Arquette, and she was like, "I'll meet you all the way," but not with this project. So at the breakfast table of a 742 Evergreen Terrace residence, Homer praises the veggie omelet that Marge made, adding that he doesn't miss the bacon or sausage at all. Marge is pleased, but also sus that he's just honing his job skills, pretending to like things. So Homer swears the omelet is just that good, and proceeds to pull 2 strips of bacon out of his titties when Marge's back is turned. Marge is pleased with Homer's second occupation, but as he explains, it has become his primary source of income.
It's great you're enjoying your side hustle, but I hope you're not neglecting your front hustle.
Oh, I quit that job.
I should be furious that you're leaving with no notice, but your sincere enthusiasm for taking this job and shoving it has won me over. Consider it shoved.
I'm just too good at my new job. I've already sold pilgrim hats, creatine snuff, and this great ear dewaxer. I bet there's nothing so distasteful this guy can't pretend to like it. Ooh, here's my next assignment. I'm promoting... No, anything but that!
Drink up. Quality bowling requires some boozing to beat the Hebe-Hoo horse.
None for me. I found something better. Unduff Nothing, the new non-alcoholic beer that'll make you forget all those times you were blackout drunk.
The one thing that Homer can't promote is non-alcoholic beer.
I will say that while most non-alcoholic beer that I've tried is not good, there are a couple brands like Athletic Brewing, not a sponsor. They're okay. They'll work in a pinch, but also I don't want to spend the same amount of money as beer and not get drunk.
Yeah, I usually just buy non-alcoholic beer, and what I do is then I put like 2 shots of whiskey in it, and it tastes good, and I know I'm not getting drunk because it's non-alcoholic beer.
I like your idea. Let me improve on it. You can cut some calories by taking away the non-alcoholic beer, plus drinking the whiskey.
Oh, I think I like this idea, and I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Alrighty. Also, if you want to supplement that whiskey, try some beer.
So, like, if because like sometimes we take a whiskey shot, it's pretty strong. Like, to ease the strength, you're saying just take a beer after I take the shot and drink the beer after the shot.
Yes, and then if the beer feels like a bit light, maybe have another shot of whiskey.
Okay. But then what if that whiskey's too strong?
You got to water it down with some beer.
And then what if I'm like, I was too watery. I need something stronger than this.
Smoke crack.
And then we record a podcast.
Exactly.
And that's how the Annoyed Grunt Boys came to be.
Ta-da. We're gone.
Minus the smoke crack part. We all know I snorted.
Of course, it's cleaner that way. So as Homer presents Unduff Nothin' to his bowlin' pals, his pen pals, if you will, Carl worries that non-alcoholic beer could lead to non-alcoholism. And thinking that his unslurred words aren't enough, Homer tests a can to everyone in the bowling alley, including the sea captain, lunch lady Dora, and a small boy. I know it's non-alcoholic beer, but it's still there's something funny about throwing a beer to a child.
Yes.
Since Lenny knows Homer socially, he's already on board. But as the can reaches Lenny's lips, Homer has a change of heart.
So Homer slaps the can out of everyone's hand, yelling to the EOD powers that be that they are asking too much of him. Sure, he can sell them timeshares to toddlers, but not this. The light-haired woman watches from her monitor, calling Homer, telling him to report to corporate at 9 a.m. sharp the following day. She adds that he should arrive early, as he'll be parking far away.
So Homer parks in the nearly vacant lot and makes his way into the EOD building. After passing a large visage of the company's founder, he's directed by Duffman through a hall of paintings depicting the history of enthusiasm on demand.
Inspiring, aren't they? They promote corporate efflorescence. Praise and Roy.
Nothing concerning so far.
Salutations, Homer. Your diligence and cooperability has earned you these chocolate-covered bees.
Stingy. I'm really sorry I couldn't like fake beer.
Homer, sanguinate yourself. Eventually, every enthusiaster is called to love a product they simply cannot. You're the unfortunate victim of your personality's likes and dislikes.
Stupid personality.
But we've developed a simple procedure that separates you from the tastes and desires that make you you. We call it Seperance.
Praise and Roy.
This Enroy dude sure seems praiseworthy.
After Seperance, you will never again be disjoyous at work.
That's been my dream ever since I grew weary of the big red button.
I really enjoy where they parody Severance with the paintings, the snacks, and the fake big words to sound smart. I think they do it really well in this episode.
But they are whitewashing a black character with a white man with Duffman.
That is true. He does look good in a tank top or a turtleneck, though.
Ugh, I hate a turtleneck.
That's the worst.
I hate neck constricting clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I'm out of the hoodie phase, like pullover hoodies, not zip up. Well, I don't even wear zip up ones, but like I put on a pullover hoodie that fits fine, but it just feels too. Is it because I'm fat? Is that my realization?
I mean, no.
I don't have a fat neck, but like I don't know. It's just I don't like it all bunched up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hoodies just kind of suck, anyways.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day. I haven't worn a hoodie in a while, and I was like, should I get a hoodie? And it's like, I don't know.
I just run hot now. Like I just wear light clothing. As soon as I'm indoors, I take a jacket off.
Sure.
Take my pants off.
Mm-hmm.
Socks. I usually wear a jock strap, but even if it gets too hot, I'll take that off.
Wow, I didn't know you were such an athlete.
Oh, I'm not. I just like the way my butt cheeks feel. And those fun little straps at the back, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love that breeze. So, speaking of separance, Homer asks what the procedure entails, and Duffman offers his knowledge. He actually has no clue, but he underwent the procedure himself, and he couldn't possibly be happier. So Homer begins the process sitting in a dimly lit medical office as the top of his head is cut open. A doctor cowers in the corner, but Homer is calm because, as he puts it, nothing concerning so far.
Homer nonchalantly stands in an elevator wearing a suit and a pie tin strapped to his head. When he arrives at the Seperance floor, he goes from having no emotion to showing wide eyes and a big smile, stepping out as Blur's Song 2 plays. Was that the song before 3 and after 1?
I believe so, yes.
Homer sings along, saying that he is surgically happy, showing off his corporate ID and acknowledging a weird doppelganger walking next to him. This whole scene is weird because we get so much of like full frontal face Homer, which you don't really see a lot of just that animation style.
Yeah, it is weird because there's like subreddits and stuff dedicated to front-facing Simpsons characters and their weird faces, and it is strange to see all of that, especially 2 Homers.
They're just giving more content. Maybe that's Herb, his brother.
Ooh, that's a good point. He could work for Seperance.
Why not? Maybe he is. Well, we were in spoilers at the end. Never mind.
But he could be in there. I'm surprised that the Simpsons haven't used song 2 before, because like it says woohoo, and like I have a vague memory of like our local network using it for syndicated reruns of the Simpsons, like woohoo. The Simpsons are on 5 nights a week, but I don't think the Simpsons proper have ever used it. Though I could be wrong, and I haven't done any research, so maybe they have.
Well, that's how we get our facts straight. As long as we don't do research.
I'll confidently say something is true, and then somebody will correct me. So I will say here that the Simpsons have never used that song, so somebody can point it out.
And I will say confidently that the Simpsons have never been to Florida.
Of course not. Never. Why would they go? It's America's Wang. Especially not with Kid Rock.
And Diedrich Bader.
Yes. Batman himself. Homer walks into his workspace with a woohoo that is met with other woohoos from his coworkers Gil, Agnes, and Farley, played by the ever-delightful Zach Cherry, who is in Severance, and Fallout, and Succession, and pretty much in any other prestige cable you enjoy these days. Let's hear from him.
There he is, Homer S., our brilliant team leader. Thanks to him, our department is number A again.
Look, they awarded us a walnut party.
Walnuts? Careful with your hat of gratitude. It's the gift of Enroy.
This may just be the hat of gratitude talking, but I love everything about this place. The endless corridors, the apology stool, the distant eerie screams.
I'm so desanguinated.
Hot Quacker's new assignment. We're selling payday loans today, people.
60% compounding interest per day? Oh, they sell themselves.
That doesn't sound like a good interest rate, Steve. I'm no money man.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awful. And I learned in my 20s that payday loans are dangerous and awful.
I know you're like, hey, I'll give you some sweet for that sweet payday. And they're like, do you want it with chocolate or original?
Of course you go with chocolate.
I'm a chocolate man.
Otherwise, it's just nuts.
With caramel.
It's true.
But a chocolate payday, dare I say, might be one of my favorite candy bars as an adult, because I think getting off of candy, I don't know where this tangent came from because it's payday. But you know, as an adult, like too sweet of things now can be too much. Even though you're the ice cream man right now, and I don't know how sweet your ice cream is, but you know what I'm saying? Like some candy bars can be like too much. Like, oh man, even like a Take 5. I mean, they're great candy bars, but like sometimes it's too sweet of things. But like a payday with chocolate is just something subtle and nice about it. Why don't they make a dark chocolate payday?
100%. You're totally right. I think that many candy bars these days replace flavor with sugar. Like even like my beloved Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, which is to me the king of kings of candy, these days is a bit too sweet and lacking in the peanutty goodness that I have grown to love. And so, yeah, when I make ice cream or when I make anything else, I try and go for flavor rather than sweet because it's so important to like get that. And I can't handle the sugar moms these days either. So you make a good point, and I would love a dark chocolate payday.
I just realized it's easy and I can make it. I just get some nuts, make some caramel, melt some dark chocolate, put them together in a mold. Done.
It's actually that easy, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Steve, I'm going to make a healthy alternative candy bar.
I've actually made my own Butterfingers because, you know, we are a Simpsons podcast after all. And it is pretty easy and it's delightful and you get to have candy. It's just fun.
All right. Here's the recipe you sent me. You need 4 pounds of butter, 6 fingers from a child.
Sure. Gotta be.
Blend and enjoy.
I know I said something about it being too sweet, but this kid's fingers do taste sweeter, and you can tell the difference.
It's because they don't wash their hands, so they get their grimy fingers on a lot of flavors. So you got like this umami flavor with the sweetness. Children's fingers are just amazing. We had that butter, that fat, and then you add some salt and some heat to that.
Oh yeah,
that's all that matters, right? You just need salt, fat, heat,
and kids' fingers. And you just say, "Ooh, mommy, your kids' fingers taste good."
Well, Marge arrives at the UT building and rushes in asking Constance what's going on. Using big, if not real words, Constance tells Marge to calm down and enjoy a pickled blueberry. Here, Steve, here's a pickled blueberry.
Interesting.
Marge admits that it's an expertly pickled blueberry, but adds that when Homer comes home from work, he's like a zombie.
So the EOD manager explains that the separance process splits the employee mind into two modes: uppy, when all their energy is devoted to work, and downy, where they recharge at home for the following workday. And much like Sarah Jessica Parker and Marissa Tomei, Marge doesn't want to spend her life with a downy, because they both dated Robert Downey Jr. See, that's why it's funny.
Oh, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was they dated Morton Downey.
Who wouldn't want to spend her life with that pleasant thing?
Constance has the perfect solution to Marge's problem. She can join the company too, undergoing separance alongside Homer. Marge is hesitant, but Constance claims that Marge and Homer's relationship will be refreshed, bringing it back to when they first met and couldn't stand to be apart. Just then, Homer bursts through the door.
Marge, is it true? You're gonna come work here with me? Please say yes.
Homer, slow down.
The only bad part of working here is missing you every second of every day. Let's live uppily ever after.
This is the Homer I missed.
There is no happier couple than two uppies.
Let's get separated so we can be together forever.
What have I done? What have I done?
Woo-hoo!
WT Fudge?
How are we so light on our feet, you ask?
It's these new Pillow Soft shoe inserts from Dr. Insteps.
Oh, maybe I'll pick up a pair.
I mean, I'm always looking for a good insole.
Yeah, I mean, I love an insole. There's an old Mitch Hedberg joke about, I don't know why we had to go to Dr. Scholl's. I could have told you putting a soft thing in your shoe is better. You just talk to Mr. Scholl's. He did it, obviously, a million times better than that, but still funny.
Yeah. He hasn't had much new stand-up lately, has he?
Yeah, I don't know if he's too good for us or...
There's a few comedians that I'm like, come on, do some new bits, like him, Robin Williams,
George Carlin,
Joe Piscopo, Rob Schneider,
Bill Cosby.
Be funny again, you know?
Yeah.
So Marge had some cock in her face, huh?
Yeah, that's right in there. That white stuff all over.
Cock. It's a funny thing to say.
It never gets old.
The second enthusi tasks for Marge and Homer is to sell dubious soup, specifically Krusty's Clown Chowder with mystery fish. Marge and Homer lead a conga line of eager soup slurpers, happily buying cans of seafood slop. Next is a portable grills, so the happy uppy couple return to the mine shaft where another disaster has occurred, but they offer a ray of hope with aromas St. Louis-style ribs. I love that style.
Yes. Arriving home for the evening, Homer comments to Marge that they had yet another great day at work. When they walk through the door, though, both Homer and Marge become unemotional, uncaring drones. Bart and Lisa are shocked to see Marge eating potato chips for dinner, and surprised to see Homer eating potato chips slowly.
I think that's like a dinner in your house every other day, isn't it? Potato chips?
Yeah, I mean, potato chips with a side of mashed potatoes and some French fries and maybe some hash browns and some boiled potatoes and maybe a potato frittata on the side just for some protein.
Do you like the Hasselback potatoes?
I do. I think they're a touch overrated. They're basically a glorified baked potato, but, you know, baked potato is still good because it's a potato.
What about a tater tot?
I like a potato. I like a tater tot. Although I think if the choice is tater tot or fries, I'm always going to go with fries.
Shoestring, curly, crinkle, waffle, steak.
I like them all. I like a steak fry if it's done well. I mean, not overly cooked, but expertly done. Shoestring is good. I like the French fry, like the, classic fast food cut.
You should just open a food truck that just serves nothing but potato products. Like different fries. You got the curlies, you got all those ones you just said. No baked potato, because then you got to think of fixins. So it's just all deep fried potato varieties.
I like this idea.
You just have an array of dippy sauces.
I would go there every day until I died, which would be very soon because I'd be eating all that fried food, but it sounds good to me.
You just go and tell like the other food cart and the food cart pods, like, please don't make any French fries. If they got burgers, whatever, things that have French fries, like, don't make them. I'm going to be the guy. And then get some muscle too, so you can just like beat the people up that have French fries.
Yeah, I'll be the fry guy and I'll hire some mashers too.
Yeah.
Take care of
it'll
Pat.
have like two big guys with potato mashers, like hitting the hand, with the masher, like, you better stay out of here, buddy. We got the fries game in this town. Yeah, see?
Yeah, these are my spud buds. Don't fuck with them. I like this.
And then someone's going to come up like, do you have like nacho cheese? You're like, get the fuck out of here.
I got my eyes on you.
Although I guess you could have queso as a dip for fries. I'll allow it.
That sounds good, yeah.
The next morning, Marge and Homer maintain their zombie status, even as Bart hurls his sausage at Homer's head. Steve, the actual sausage, breakfast sausage, not his penis.
Okay, thank you.
Bart's never seen his father miss a flying sausage, and Lisa can't help but notice that the smiley face on her pancake barely has a smile at all. It's the smiley face with the flat line as the smile. I have a pin on that.
I remember that, yeah.
Still do somewhere. I have it.
So the Weird Mysterious Company did something mysteriously weird to Marge and Homer, and Bart and Lisa check out the EOD offices themselves, but are stopped by a mysterious voice in the bushes.
Psst. You'll never get in the front door. Enthusiasm on Demand is hiding a deep, dark secret, but maybe together we can blow it wide open!
Don't you work for them?
Not anymore. Being a Downy destroyed my life. I had no energy left for my family or my secret second family, but there is a way back from Seperance. It's called Seperance. It was risky, but I'm feeling great. Whose robe am I wearing and what year is it?
This whole place is like one of those puzzle box TV shows like The Left Behinds or Yellow Jinx or Severance. And there's always a big secret at the end.
If we're going to save your parents and learn the truth, there's only one way inside that building. Every mysterious headquarters has a door that has been propped open so someone can sneak out for a smoke. Bellies?
It seems great. I like Lisa rambling on about the other TV shows like Yellow Jackets. What was the other one?
Left Behind, which is the one with Justin Theroux. It's I can't remember. It's 3 seasons, and everyone says that it gets really good at season 2, but I haven't made it through the first season.
It's like Yellow Jackets. I heard the first season was great, but then like it just goes downhill after that.
Yeah. Severance is good.
Yeah. It's only 2 seasons, so
let's wait till the 3rd. Maybe it'll go downhill there, but I have hope.
Well, you better return hope to glory.
Yes, and Don Payne will thank us. Duffman, Bart, and Lisa walk through the hallways of Enthusiasm on Demand, passing by an open door which seems to show an endless room full of accountants in their green visors calculating at their desks. In another room, a kangaroo feeds a baby human, probably named Joey, who is nestled in its pouch. The marsupial presses a remote, setting off an alarm.
Bells blaring and lights flashing, Duffman leads the kids to Constance's office, telling her to freeze and drop the candied squid ink. She knows they are looking for answers, but she asks if the answer will be as satisfactionalizing as the inquirants. Bart is assured it'll satisfactionalize. He demands to see his parents.
So Constance takes Duffman, Bart, and Lisa to the Hall of Executives, where they find Homer, Marge, and their co-workers all wearing their pythons of gratitude on their heads. Homer and Marge are delighted to see their children at work, giving them a little bit too much love. And Lisa comments that it's always not enough or too much before requesting some answers.
What's the ominous backstory for this place anyway?
And if it doesn't add up, God help you.
Why don't we let our founder explain?
Greetings, disciples of Enroy. We toil together with a mighty purpose to harvest the time and energy of human beings in pursuit of the ultimate prize.
Here comes the awful truth.
To create a service that can be sold for money.
Money? Isn't that what every business does?
Very good, sweetie. This can't just be a regular company. Why the endless hallways and the creepy kangaroos?
Because buildings this poorly designed have inexpensive rent, and we get a carbon credit for the kangaroos.
Then who is Enroy?
Enroy's not a person. It's an acronym. NROI. Net Return on Investment.
Praise Enroy!
You really should praise it, Lisa. It's the basis of capitalism.
Shut your ears, child. They've been separanced. You can't trust them.
That's a fun reveal. Enroy is net return on investment, and the whole enthusiasm on demand is just plain old capitalism. Pure and simple and evil.
Lately, I think there's been a lot of, like, not gimmick episodes, but, you know, when they do parodies of something like the TV show that can be considered canon, of course. I mean, we talk about canon a lot, but this one's just, like, straight up like, no, this isn't like some weird science fiction-y story. This is real, because it's just capitalism.
Yeah.
And they have jobs. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So Duffman believes that the only option is to remove Homer and Marge's implants. But Marge had her implants removed like 20 seasons ago, Steve.
It's true.
Oh, not those implants. Okay. So Constance explains that there aren't any implants, even if Duffman drilled something out of his skull. And finally goes on to say the severance process just includes minor cosmetic surgery to make them more attractive, salespeople. So there's teeth whitening, skin tightening, and in Homer's case, hair plugs, hence the tin hat. So why does Marge have the tin hat then?
That's kind of a dumb thing because everybody's wearing tin hats. They kind of allude it to being the hat of gratitude, but I think it's a little flimsy. Yeah. And Lisa's...
Like, it's almost the characters that were in the Seperance office, you know, Agnes and Gil. It should have been, like, other bald residents, maybe.
Mm-hmm, like, you could have Chalmers.
But the thing is, like, Chalmers, it would have made sense Chalmers being there because he has a full-time job.
It's true. Like, Gil makes perfect sense there.
Gil makes sense, and I like Agnes. What does she do all day? Well, this is what we find out.
Mm-hmm. And maybe...
Also, Agnes does make a good, like, salesperson because she can, like, bully you into buying something.
Yeah, that she'd make you feel bad for it, and that's why she's so successful with their pita pockets way back in the day, which we can't talk about until we do. Lisa's still suspicious, saying that when her parents are home, it's like life has been sucked out of them. And Marge plainly explains that life has been sucked out of them. It's called having a job. And Lisa will learn for herself in due time, and Rory willing, Bart will as well. But Lisa still isn't quite convinced.
So that's it? You guys have a great time at work and we get the dried out husks?
We're your kids. We're supposed to be the ones draining your life force, not some career.
We need our mom and dad!
But we're so fulfilled. We found our passion in faking passion.
Doesn't our happiness count too?
Maybe we could find some sort of work-life balance?
Marge, we both know that's not a real thing.
Okay, kids, you win. We'll leave our rewarding jobs we're great at and go back to... Oh, I can't say it.
Being parents.
Yeah.
Yay!
Turn in your badges and hats. And your hair plugs.
I love the work-life balance bit. It's just funny because if you watch, like, Side Tangent, when you watch interviews with... It's usually just women who are, like, celebrities, like actors who have a family and kids. The interviewer always asks that same question, like, what's the work-life balance as a mother, you know? No one ever asked the father.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing about, like, oh, I help out around the house. I'm like, no, you're in the house. You should contribute.
Like, it's funny when, like, you see the celebrities, like the Al Pacinos and the Robert De Niros who are 80 years old who just have kids. Like, they're not doing shit with those kids because they can afford not to, you know?
They're barely grandpas to their own children.
Yeah. But we idolize them, Steve. We idolize Hollywood and celebrities.
It's true. They're the best. They make us something to aspire towards.
Homer pulls out his plugs one by one. His cries of pain annoy the baby-feeding kangaroo, the baby probably named Joey, causing it to kick the vent shut to drown out the noise. Later, back at home, all seems well. Lisa's pancake has a beaming whipped cream smile, and Homer and Marge enthusiastically praise Bart for his newly rewarded yellow belt.
And Homer can't wait to see his Little Champ's karate demonstration, which, as always, falls on a Sunday during football. Lisa then shows off her popsicle stick puppets, and Homer's blown away by her craftspersonship, and Marge cannot wait to see the puppets in a socially conscious plotline.
I know they're meant to, like, look shitty, but I feel like Lisa would have put a lot more work into those puppets.
I don't know. As we learned from the recent Christmas episode that we reviewed with Martha Stewart, maybe Lisa sucks at crafts.
You know, that's that's the case, because like a lot of times, you excel at certain subjects in school, and then there's always like that one. Like, yeah, we've seen Lisa shitty at sports, but I like this angle. Maybe they should show like she's not creative, like artistically, like she can't paint, she can't draw, she can't do this. Like, I think that should be a new thing. Like, keep it going. I know that episode we review is from like 100 years ago, but still, I like that.
I like to think of myself as, kind of smart, but I remember like teachers would get mad at me because I can't cut paper in a straight line. Like, I am not good at arts and crafts, so maybe I'm just kind of projecting because I want to be like Lisa, and my art sucks. But yeah, I like it too.
Steve, your art is podcasting. Oh, I see what you did there.
Exactly. I'm bad at everything.
Bart wonders if Marge and Homer were faking their encouragement, but Lisa doesn't know and doesn't care. So in the living room, Marge and Homer sit on the couch, returning to their zombie state. Before we go, here's the end credit clip, Steve.
Welcome, valued new employee, to Enthusiasm on Demand. Whether you're joining our team in macrogerontics, sonic massage, intimation and foreshadowing, or bricks, we know this is the last job you will ever have. By now, you've received your employee manual, a welcome tetrahedron, and galoshes. Inside the tetrahedron, you'll find your parking pass, the corporate hymnal, and 17 Polish zloty. Please dispose of the galoshes at your earliest convenience. As you embark on your professional journey, lift your voice with me, reciting the joyous words of our founder. Zog sinistrum lamentio, Cthulhu eternum, praise Enroy!
Praise Enroy indeed.
Indeed. Alrighty. Well, after that wonderful praise of Colts and Enroy, that's our episode. Let's take a little break, think about what we just saw. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Let's finish up our discussion of Seperance. We'll talk about our favorite scenes, maybe a most valuable jokester, and what we liked in this episode, maybe what we didn't like, and our general thoughts. And we'll find out what we're watching next week. But before we do all of that, we always like to give our co-host some gifts from this episode or from this discussion that we think they might enjoy. And this week is no different. So, Craig, I got you a couple of different things. I got you a can of ear dewaxer, because, we could all use cleaner ears. A self-balancing unicycle for, because I know it was on your Christmas list and he didn't get it. You're a good meat man, so I got you a backpack barbecue. And because you wanted one, I made you a dark chocolate payday with no children's fingers in it.
I wish my wife would call me a good meat man, like you just did. The earwax thing is a little personal. This last summer, I experienced a clogged ear, and it was really gross, so I could have used that de-waxer. So those are practical gifts, and practical is Prince. I was going to say king, but it didn't start with a P. Practical is ping. Steve, I like to be practical as well. I did offer you some in the beginning of the episode, and that, of course, is not beginning, during the episode. And is, of course, pickled blueberries.
Mm-hmm.
So you get some of those. How about some chocolate bees?
Ooh, stingy.
You can put those in your ice cream.
I like it.
I know you still will drink an alcoholic beverage here and there, if and it's an occasion, like an anniversary or whatever, party or a day that ends in Y.
Exactly.
But I know you don't want to have the alcohol, so I got you some Duff Nothing.
Ooh.
You got a whole truckload of that. Yeah, they just didn't want, none of the stores wanted it, so I'm back in a semi 18 rig that's going to be loading the pallets of Duff Nothing in your abode.
Oh, thank you.
Any minute now, they'll be there. Let's see, what else do you get? Steve, let me see your passport.
Oh, of course.
I've stamped all the Springfield parts passport, not the world passport, which soon probably countries won't allow Americans to visit their country.
That's true.
And finally, you get some hair plugs. So here's a 10 by 10 hat to put over your head for those plugs.
Oh, thank you. Okay, now I can sell all those crappy things to other people. I appreciate that.
And when I say hair plugs, they're not like actual hair. It's follicles that plug projects.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Like you hear it on podcasts. So, it'll probably be plugging a Zach Cherry film soon.
and my tour in the comedy clubs across America, like Zanies and Ha-Has and Hoo-Has.
And titty flaps.
Of course, don't forget titty flaps. Never forget the titty flaps. Craig, that's all very kind. What made you laugh in this episode?
2 favorite scenes were the trapped miners, and I liked Homer with the unicycle, but then doing the trapped miners bit again. Nice little callback. So definitely my favorite joke. Even though I complained a little bit at the beginning of the don't press the button as a tired trope, I still like the scene because I liked the response of Homer in present day of like bothered by that and Lenny coming in and turning it off. So that's fun. I know you said like Lisa and Bart kind of like the same character in this episode, but them in the state park is just also very funny. Also point out they get a points for this episode because Maggie was prominently featured in this episode. So
that is very true.
Nice that she actually got off her ass and got into this set,
Lazy bitch.
Yeah. Jesus. Like you said, all the Severance references, like the paintings, and then the end too. I love how Homer and Marge are just delighted by having to go to Bart's karate practice and the popsicle stick puppets. The kangaroo with the little baby was also very, very funny. MVJ, I'm gonna have it to be a joint, not a cigarette joint, Steve, but a joint award with Homer and Marge.
Very nice. Yes.
How about you?
Yes, I agree with you that the minor scenes, not with little children, was very funny. I just love that mix of like solemnness with like all the different leaders of faith, like asking for a moment of silence, and then having Homer with his unicycle, very funny. And then the callback to it again with the grill, really good. Of course, all the Severance references and the visuals of that are really well done. And surprisingly, I like Duffman in this episode. It's funny because I always hated him as a concept, and they've kind of reimagined him in recent years. And I think this version of him as playing, 2 characters from Severance, even though they whitewashed him, I think he's going to be my MPJ just because I think they used him effectively, and I think he's kind of a nothing character, and so to be able to utilize him in that way makes him good. I think the pizza in the beginning with the pizza airplane really made me like, I don't know, it delighted me. And then, Lisa and Bart at the park with the stamps, and also them spraying each other in the face with the bug spray and sunscreen. A lot of fun. But Craig, what were your overall thoughts on this episode?
I think it's difficult for you to like make an episode of parody that's not going to be geared towards like a Treehouse of Horror, which they could have easily done that with the concept of Severance, because it's very sci-fi. What I appreciate about this episode is it's a slow burn of like, you're thinking like there's going to be some big mystery. And like, I like how Lisa even says too, like there's going to be some big reveal. And the fact that it's just the most basic of basic stories of they're just parents with jobs and they're tired when they get home. That's it. That's the story. And the kids don't understand this. I'm wondering if there could have been a fun twist of Bart and Lisa being more like detective kids, and them trying to figure out like maybe it'll take away from the plot of like the Severance plot. But if the kids were like trying to figure out like why mom and dad were so happy. I mean, they kind of do, right? I guess they kind of play detective towards the end. But if it was more relevant to the story, I think like if it's that classic like Lisa goes to Bart, like I think there's something strange and wrong with mom and dad. Let's go figure this out together. Which they've done many times, but I like when Bart and Lisa team up. Those are always great stories. But at the end of the day, when the reveal is just, yes, they're salespeople. They got to look pretty. So that's why they had work done and Homer with the hair plugs. Rewatch it, going back like, oh yeah, it makes sense of like why certain characters like Agnes and Gil are there. Because they're trying to think of like probably the writers room, which are characters that we don't know that have jobs. Permanent jobs as characters, like as their trait. So that was a fun reveal. This whole time I'm watching this too, I'm thinking like, this is my future when my kids are older. And, like I said, we work from home. So we don't have this thing where we go to business place and then come home. We haven't had to deal with that yet with kids. But I'm also feeling like Homer and Marge now like are younger than us, canonically. And the whole time I'm thinking, this show used to be, when I watched the show as a kid, I'm watching the show through Bart's and Lisa's eyes, because I'm Bart and Lisa. I've always identified as Bart and Lisa, but the fact that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh my God, I just now realized I am Homer. I'm the adult of The Simpsons, because you know how you feel when you watch The Simpsons. You feel like, because you're a kid, because we watch this as kids and we still feel that way. And like just the way Homer acts as like a typical millennial adult, or, like he's on his phone at the park. He doesn't want to be there. He spends his day doing this. He finds like a job that he loves to play asshole and, promoting all this stuff. And then Marge joining in. I don't know. I think that's a lot of, it's great because it's just, it makes this episode not like this sci-fi non-canon episode. It's just how they just relate to, they simplify like what work it really is, and they break it down in a way. They're also kind of making fun of Severance, because like, yeah, that's called a job. Everyone's doesn't want to go to work, and when they do, they put on an act. So I enjoy that for that aspect. If I gave this a ranking, of course, we said Zach Cherry was, of course, a guest on this episode, and his last name is Cherry. And see, there's many varieties of cherries. Of course, you got your Bing cherries, you got your Rainiers, your Lapins, your Sweethearts, your Chileans, your Cordias, your Brooks. There's so many cherries out there. But I feel like this episode is the kind of cherry that rhymes with fun. The Regina cherry.
Now that's a cherry I would pop.
There we go, Steve. How about you?
Severance is, as I mentioned, one of my favorite shows. And I think that this does a really good job of parodying that. Also, though, like you were talking about, I think that there is a millennial syndrome that we're all experiencing, people our age, and probably other people have experienced it too, where, you have this like challenge to find a work-life balance, and, you love your kids, and I don't have a parent, so I can't speak completely to this, but like, you go to work and you like are stuck at work and you're just thinking about being at home, and then you're at home and you have to spend time with the kids, and you're always doing something that you don't necessarily want to be doing. And I think that this covers that a lot. And it also captures like the real culprit of all of this, which is capitalism. And I think that them calling out, being like, hey, this whole ruse is all because of capitalism, and it's just called having a job and like living your life because you have to, because you need a paycheck to do the things you enjoy, but you don't have the time to do the things you enjoy because you're doing the things to make the money to do the things you enjoy. It's all this horrible loop. And I think that this episode does that really well. Some minor quibbles, as I mentioned, Bart and Lisa, I think they're a lot of fun, and they like filled the role of being children really well and very true to life. I think the whole thing with the getting the passport stamped and like the conquest of getting something done rather than enjoying where you're at is very true of kids. That is good, but I do think that they're a little muddied as characters, but I think it's in the end when like Lisa's showing off her puppets that are crappy but are, going to be a socially conscious puppet show, and Bart is in karate. I think that kind of redeems it a little bit. It is still confusing that Julianne Moore was in this. I'm not mad at it. I think she did a great job. It's just, I don't really understand it. But I think that Zach Cherry did a fine job, and a lot of the things from this episode are a lot of fun, and I think it's a watch. So if I had to give it a ranking, Severance is a very popular show. It has a 95% tomato rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And so out of that 95, I'm going to give this, we'll say a 79. And also, I appreciate the fact that the internet, Reddit, also had a fun time with this episode. And anytime those Redditors are happy, it makes me happy because they're hard to police. We hope you check out their next week's episode. And as far as we know, there's no new episode for a little while. So we got to go to our good old friend, the Wheel of Random, to find out what we're watching next week. So let's give it a spin to see which season we're in. Ba-doop. Alrighty, we have season 30. Let's give it another spin to see which episode we're watching. Ba-doop. All right, we have season 30, episode 2. Craig, what do you think the title of that episode is?
So, season 30, episode 2.
I got a clue for you. The production code is XAB F-15.
Okay, F-15. That's like F-15, which is an airplane that's one better than the F-14. And the F-14 was featured in the movie Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. But this episode probably came out before Top Gun Maverick. So I'm going to say that this episode is called Top Gill.
Ooh, I like a kid. But sadly, no. It is not Top Gill or Bottom Gill. Because next week's title is Heartbreak Hotel.
Think that's a song Elvis Presley performed, if I'm not mistaken.
I do believe you're right.
Elvis Presley, of course, was a singer that Baz Luhrmann invented.
That's right.
And Tom Hanks was the manager, Colonel Tom Parker, who had a very funny accent.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to watch Elvis Presley? No, we're not. We're watching this episode. Oh, what do I think it's about? Okay. So heartbreak means sad, especially when it comes to the matters of love. And hotel is a place where you can make love.
This is very true.
So I think Milhouse gets a new girlfriend at a hotel he's staying with, but he has to pay her. And as soon as she leaves, he's sad. But then he's happy because he sees the same woman dating his dad. But he's sad because he used Milhouse's child support money for that woman. It ends up Kirk and Milhouse start robbing banks to be with that woman again, to pay her, and they live happily ever after. And in the B story, Bart and Marge have a paintball fight with Lisa and Homer, and Maggie also has a paintball fight, but she uses an actual gun because it's America.
And she's Maggie. I like it. This is an amazing episode, and I would love to watch it. However, that is not what we're watching next week, because Heartbreak Hotel is about Marge and Homer and their marriage, which is tested when they travel to a tropical island to compete for $1 million on Marge's favorite reality competition show. After getting eliminated in the first round, Marge finds out that it was all Homer's fault. Boy.
Isn't it always Homer's fault?
Seems to be. Have you seen this episode before? Do you remember it?
I probably did, but Steve, it was 7 years ago after all.
Yeah, I don't remember it 7 minutes ago. Alrighty, I'm excited to watch this, and listeners, I hope that you're excited too. We always enjoy when you listen, and when we love to hear from you, so you can reach out to us on the socials, like your Instagram or your Threads, or even your YouTube at 13simpsons, or you can always email us at 13simpsons@gmail.com.
And sign up today to be a Patreon member. Go to patreon.com/AnnoyedGruntBoys. For just $5 a month, you get bonus episodes each week. And as of now, we have kind of a new rhythm to our Patreon.
Indeed.
In fact, we have set episodes. Each month, you'll get a Annoyed Grunt Boys Golden Age episode. That's right. We always talk about never talking about Golden Age seasons 1 through 10. But now, each month, we're going to talk about a Golden Age episode. And with this month, January, we're starting off with season 3, episode 1, Stark Raving Dad. So sign up now and have a listen. And next week, I think we're going to the movies, Steve. What are we watching?
We are watching a film starring Homer Simpson himself, but not really, because it's not starring him, and it just features Dan Castellaneta. And it is entitled Nothing in Common. It is a movie starring Jackie Gleason and Tom Hanks.
Yes, we're going to do a little theatrical run maybe for the patrons, which is we're going to check out the film credits of the stars of The Simpsons. So we're featuring Dan Castellaneta, Julie Kavner, Nancy Cartwright, Yeardley Smith, Hank Azaria, and Harry Shearer. So you want to sign up because who knows what movie we're going to watch next.
Very exciting. And hey, if you're so kind, go to your favorite podcatching app, leave us 5 stars or the equivalent, but you don't need to write a real review. Just tell us how you would separate your work-life balance.
And check out our TeePublic site, tpublic.com/user/AnnoyedGruntBoys for some Annoyed Grunt merch.
Alrighty, thank you so much again for listening. For this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
And I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And remember, praise and Roy.
I do like lying to children.
Is there anything these balls can't do?